Hey guys, happy Friday and welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited about today's topic because it's something that I'm really into and I think a lot of people are starting to get into it more now in this generation than it has, like it's blowing up in this generation more than it ever has before. As you can probably tell from the title of this video, I'm talking about tattoos and piercings. I have piercings and tattoos. I have 2 tattoos and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 piercings. What I'm basically going to talk about is if you want to, but you're not too sure, like, are you going to regret it? What your parents are going to say, if they're cool with it, you know, a whole bunch of things. So I'm going to first talk about piercings because I feel like a lot of people obviously get piercings before they go into tattoos, and a lot of kids get their earlobes pierced when they're little. So I have my earlobe doubled, and then I have my cartilage, double earlobe, this weird piercing, like middle lobe cartilage thing, and then I have my nose pierced. I've never really had piercings my whole life. Like I got my first lobe hole done when I was like probably 3 or 4, and then in grade 5 I got my second holes done, and then just this past summer I got my cartilage, this second hole re-pierced, this one, and then I got my nose done in November of last year. Piercings I find are a lot easier to go over with parents because almost every person has at least one piercing. Like most girls have their ears pierced at least, and then a lot of guys do as well. And I feel like parents are okay with piercings more than tattoos because piercings, you don't like it, you can take it out. It'll close up so easily that it shouldn't even be an issue. For me, my mom obviously pierced my lobes, and then my second holes I really wanted done because when I was in grade 5, my cousins from out of town were visiting and they had their ears all pierced, and I was like, oh, I want that. So my mom took me to get my second holes done. This one on this side got really infected one day, and so we actually had to take out the earring, and then I never wore earrings because anytime I did, I would have 2 on this side and then 1 on this side, and everyone was like, oh my god, you lost an earring, or your earring fell out, or you know, you only have 1 earring on this side and 2 on that side, and I'm like, I know. So I just never wore earrings because I didn't like everybody saying something about my ears. So I never wore them. And then last summer I got this urge to start wearing them. So I went and got my second hole re-pierced. And that was my first piercing that got me going on the other ones. So I got this one, and then while I was there I decided to get my cartilage done on this side. And then about a month later I got this middle weird one done. And then, like I said, November I got my nose done. My mom was not pleased with my nose. I told her I was gonna, like, she went on a trip in the Caribbean with my stepdad, and I was meeting her in Florida for Disney World a week later, and I was like, I'm gonna show up in Florida with the nose ring. And she totally didn't believe me, but I totally did it. She was not too pleased. She didn't like it at all. And I told my dad, like, the day I got it done, because he texted me, he's like, hey, I'm just checking up on you, see how you're doing, kiddo, blah blah blah, because I don't live with my dad. And I was like, oh, I'm good, just going home, just got my nose pierced. And he's like, take it out. And I was like, no. I was like, at least if I decide I don't like it, I can take it out, and it's not gonna affect my work because I can take it out, whatever. Because like I have to take it out every day for work because I'm not allowed facial piercings. So I think that's the cool thing about piercings. They're so easy to cover, and if you have to take them out, you can, and it's not a big deal. Obviously some parents aren't cool with their kids putting holes in their face or their body, but honestly it's your decision, it's your body, you can do what you want. And like I said, you can just take it out if there's a problem with it, or you decide you don't like it. Yeah, it's a waste of money, but at least it's not a permanent thing. And I think that's why piercings are a lot easier to deal with and to get your parents' permission on over tattoos. And obviously if you're not the legal age, you might have to wait till your parents agree, or wait until you turn whatever the legal age to get a piercing without a guardian is. I know here it's 16. You might just have to wait till you're old enough to sign for yourself, and if your parents don't agree. But honestly, what are they going to do if you come home with a little piercing? They're not going to kick you out. If they do, they're stupid. They might might make you take it out, but that's not a big deal. So that's all I'm going to say for piercings. I mean, like, if you think about it and you know you really want it, just do it. Don't regret it. like, you're only young once. Piercings, like, if you're worried about not being able to get a job because of piercing or a tattoo, this is the piercing tattoo generation. Things are going to change when people my age start to take over, because I'm 19, and when people my age or a couple years older, a couple years younger take over, things are going to change. Like, tattoos and piercings are not going to be an issue in professionalism. It's not going to be a big deal because everybody's going to have them. Everybody already almost does have them at this age. Okay, tattoos. Tattoos are a little bit more difficult to go over with your parents because, yeah, they're permanent. They can be expensive. They could go wrong, but honestly, if you do your research and find a good tattoo artist and find someone you can trust, it shouldn't be a problem. Like, I'm in love with my tattoos. Here, the legal tattoo age without a guardian is 18. I think, like, some places around the world it's like 16 or 17. I don't quote me on that, but I know here it's 18, and my 18th birthday, like, I've wanted a tattoo since I was 16, and my 18th birthday, my mom and my stepdad paid for my first tattoo, so that was really cool. But my dad, he's not so, like, into the tattoo thing. Like, I feel like he's always been kind of against them, and only, I think my uncle and my cousin have tattoos on my dad's side, and I have a big family, so that's not a lot. So my dad, I know, like, this sounds so bad, but my dad does not know about my hip tattoo. He only knows about my arm tattoo. Because first of all, what would he say if he found out my mom paid for my tattoo? Second of all, I was only 18 when I got it. Third, he's just not a big fan. Like, so I've never really told him about that one. Obviously, I'll tell him one day because I'm planning on getting more tattoos in, like, the next couple months. So he's gonna know. This one I had to tell him about because it's on my arm. I was like, what am I gonna do? Hide it from him forever? Wear a sweater every time I see him? No. I got this one almost a year ago, actually. April 10th of last year I got it. And which was like 6 months, I think, after I got my other one. So it was kind of close together, but I find tattoos and piercings addictive, so it's really hard to stop. But the thing with tattoos is you need to be sure that you want something. Like, I don't think, like, my piercings were mostly all spontaneous, except for my nose. I think that you need to be so sure about what you want for a tattoo before you go and get it, because you have to think it's there forever. Like, especially if you're only like 18 or whenever you're legally allowed to get one, you're young. And I know my sister has, I think, like 2 or 3 tattoos that she completely regrets. She's like 26 now, 27. I don't really know how old she is, but I know she has one that she regrets, at least one she regrets, because she got it when she was like 16, 17. And I'm not saying I'm never gonna regret my first tattoo. Like, I might one day because it's from a Disney movie, but I also, like, think about it and I'm like, maybe I won't, because, like, Disney's been my life for so long. So I made sure I was positive on what I wanted and where I wanted it on my body, because it was going to be there forever. And I didn't want my first tattoo to be, like, somewhere visible that could possibly ruin my chances of getting a job, because for a lot of workplaces, no, you're not allowed to have visible tattoos, which sucks. Because now that I have this tattoo and I work at Starbucks, I have to cover it every shift. So I have to wear a cardigan, which means in the summer I'm gonna, like, die of heat because I'm gonna have to be wearing a cardigan because I have to cover up my tattoo. But I don't regret it at all because they knew I had one. They still hired me. So it's not like the biggest deal ever. You just have to be cautious and, like, make sure you know what you want, and because you can't, like, take it out like you can with a piercing for a job. Like, it's there. Once it's there, it's there. And, you know, sometimes a workplace might not hire you because you have one. So you have to be sure that you definitely want it. You have to know that it could possibly cause you a job. It could cause you problems. Since you're, first of all, young, they could be like, whoa, this kid has a tattoo. Like, what are they into? Like, are they good news? Are they bad news? Do they fit in here? Like, I think you get judged, definitely, if you have a tattoo when you're young, because they don't know who you are. They don't know what kind of parents you have. Like, they could be like, your parents must be terrible. They let you do this to your body at such a young age, because a lot of older people are not so cool with tattoos because it was never really big back in the day. Like, my mom, she has 3 tattoos. She got her first one, like, 20-something years ago, and then her other 2 within the past, like, 3 years. So I'm lucky that way because my mom's kind of cool with it. Like she wasn't so cool with the fact that I got this one like 6 months after my other one and that it was so large. But I also didn't hide it from her. Like I told her I was gonna go book an appointment and I told her what I wanted, but I didn't tell her when it was and how big it was gonna be. So she was kind of shocked more than anything. But she's my mom. Like she loves me no matter what. I think tattoos and piercings are a way people express themselves and a form of art. If you don't have tattoos, that's great. If you don't like them, that's cool. They're not for everybody, but I think some people, that's how they show who they are and express themselves. And because like a lot of people will like play music and that's their way of expressing who they are. A lot of people will draw or sing or act and that's how they express themselves. Other people, they might put some ink into their body and some holes into their face or whatever, and that's how they express themselves. So everybody expresses themselves differently, and I think more people need to realize that, and I think it's art, like completely another form of art. All those other things I mentioned, they're a form of art too. So there's completely different ways for everybody to express themselves, and I think more people are starting to realize that tattoos and piercings show people who they are. Like one person could have like a skull tattoo on their like arm or something, another person could have like a flower, and like people never know what the meaning really is behind people's tattoos. They just kind of assume it's like, oh, that's like a rose with thorns, like who knows what when it could really be for like their grandma or whatever the situation is. That was a really bad example, but you get it. So I think you just have to be sure of what you want, think about it a lot. If your parents aren't cool with it, I mean, this is going to sound really hypocritical because my dad doesn't know about my hip tattoo, but don't get it behind their back. In my defense, my dad never knew I wanted a tattoo. I don't live with my dad. I live with my mom and my stepdad. I see my dad maybe once a month, maybe every 2 months. So it's not really his say about what I do to my body because my dad doesn't know me like my mom and my stepdad do. So that's in my defense. You can disagree or agree with that. I don't care because he is my dad and he doesn't know I have something on my body like that, but he also didn't raise me, and I don't think he really has a say. I don't think my mom and my stepdad have a say in what I do either because it's my body. I'm 19. I can take care of myself. It's not like they're going to kick me out. Some people might not be lucky enough where they have awesome parents, and maybe they will kick them out. If you live at home, I would suggest talking to your parents before you just go out and do it. See what they say. If they say no, it sucks, but you are living under their roof, so try and respect their decision. Wait till you move out, wait until they maybe change their mind, wait until you're a bit older at least, because in the end, it's your body, you can do what you want. Nobody else has any control over what you do, what you get, and it's all you. So, like my mom, she never let me used to dye my hair, and then I turned 18, she's like, well, you're 18 now, you're legally an adult, you can do whatever you want. So I took that as like, okay, I can go get tattoos and you can't say anything about it. So I did, and she really doesn't say anything about it. So I'm not saying everyone is gonna be as lucky as me because my parents are awesome about stuff like this, but you know, everyone in my family has them. My mom has 3, my aunt has 1, my sister has like 13, my brother has 1, I have 2. Like it really just depends on how you were raised and your opinions because not everybody likes them. Some people do, some people don't. Some people think they're a mistake. Some people absolutely love their tattoos and get their body covered in them. It's really completely up to you. If you're certain on what you want and you know you're not going to regret it, just do it because you're expressing yourself and that's the best way to live. Be yourself. So that's, I think, all I have to say. I probably have more and this probably, I don't know. I feel like this might have been a stupid video, but I feel like a lot of people also debate with themselves if they want tattoos and piercings. So it could have been a good video. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments down below. While you're down there, make sure you hit that subscribe button and like this video and give me more ideas for future videos down below as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you guys in my next one.